Hey friends, it's Molly. Welcome to practice. Today is going to be class 4 in our beginner series. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Today should be about 40 minutes long. We will work up to some supported single leg standing postures like tree, like a supported warrior 3. I really recommend having a couple blocks or Tupperwares or books, whatever you have on hand that can give you some support and help bring the ground up to you. Also, a bolster or a pillow would come in handy. So yeah, we're gonna get started in a child's pose today. Let's bring our bolster or pillow or blanket behind our knee crease, just to give us a little bit more space. And then sit your hips down onto your heels. We're gonna take a more mellow child's pose. So rest your forehead down, and then your arms come back by your sides instead of stretching forward. And let this be the place where you first arrive into body. Taking note of what feels tight today, what feels good and strong and mobile. Where does your breath feel expansive and where does it feel constricted? If you're able, you can start to create those smooth, rhythmic inhales and exhales. So 3, 4, 5 seconds in through the nose. And then the same length of time out, either through your nose or through your mouth. Check in with your mind space and your heart space today and just notice if there's anything that feels joyful or focused or any of these qualities we want to embody. And then notice if there's anything that feels painful or distracted, without judgment, but just knowing that that's part of our experience as well. Spend a couple breaths here making an intention to be in the here and now, being embodied on your mat for the next 40 minutes or so, not being anywhere else. The thoughts will come and go, and you don't have to act on them. You can anchor your presence onto your breath. Take one more full, expansive breath in, filling up the back space of the body. Exhale, sigh it out. Open your eyes if they were closed. Push through your hands and come to kneeling. So we're still on our pillow here for support. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. If they don't quite reach, you can always grab a belt or something that you could kind of separate your arms. If you're able, interlace your fingers. We're going to inhale and drag our knuckles back to the space behind us and lift our heart up to the sky. Then bring your hands to the right hip area. Hello, puppy. We're on our second to last day of camping. We're actually in a cabin this time, so he's just exploring. Okay, so hands are on the right side of the hip. Drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. And then nod your chin up towards the sky and down towards your shoulder. A couple of times. Good. Stretch your knuckles back behind you again. Pull your heart through your shoulders. And then bring your hands over towards the left hip. This time, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And then take those little nods side to side. Good, come back through center, stretch your knuckles back, your heart forward one more time. Then exhale, find a neutral spine. Lean forward. This is a big stretch for the bottom of the toes. If you're able, tuck your toes underneath you and then sit your hips back towards your heels. You might not last very long, totally normal here. Good, on our inhale, we're gonna extend our hips forward, reach our arms up high. Gaze can follow the thumbs, engaging through the glutes. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We sit our hips back onto the bolster or onto your heels. With your breath, inhale, drive your hips forward, reach your hands high. Exhale, sit down, hands to heart center. 3 more, see if you can link your breath with your movement. Good, last one here. Always have the option to get off of your toes. Exhale, sit back down. Plant your hands in front of you. Remove your pillow or your bolster. And we'll find a few rounds of cat-cow. So on an inhale, cow pose, you're gonna drop your belly, lift your tailbone up to the sky, and then arch through the low back. Pull your heart through your shoulders and maybe lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Round through the upper back, and then pull your navel up towards your spine. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly. Open up across the front body. Exhale, cat pose, tuck chin to chest, round and curl in. 3 more, move with the pace of your own breath. Last one here. Big, expansive inhale, ride the full breath. Exhale, tuck, curl everything and push the ground away. Good. Keep your hips stacked over your knees and then walk your hands forward. This is puppy pose, heart melting pose. If you want more support, you can bring a block underneath your chest at whatever height you need. But the goal eventually would be to have your heart melt towards the mat before your chin reaches. This is a big shoulder opener, big chest opener. So again, if that's not accessible, you rest your sternum on a block. Think about wrapping your outer armpits down towards the mat, finding some engagement through the shoulder girdle. And then if it's too much for your chin to reach the mat, just rest your forehead. Spend a few breaths here lifting sit bones high, but then pretending you had like a hot rock on your back that's just melting the back of your heart down. 2 more breaths. Good. Walk your hands back underneath your body. Plant down through your left hand. Make sure your knees are a little bit wider than hip width distance just for support. Inhale, we're going to stretch our right arm high to the sky, opening across the collarbones. And then exhale, thread the needle. We're going to pull our right arm underneath our left shoulder over towards the left side of the mat and rest down onto your right ear. Option to stay planted through the left palm or to walk your fingertips forward. Good. Twist throughout the upper body, your upper spine, your mid spine. Good. If you walked your fingers forward, replant your left hand right underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, open up your right hand up to the sky. And exhale, plant it to the mat. We'll switch them, swap them out. So right hand plants. Inhale, stretch left hand high. Peeling left shoulder open. Maybe your gaze follows. Exhale, thread the needle. Left hand comes underneath right shoulder. We drop down onto our left ear. Option to walk your right fingertips forward. More breath cycles. Deepen your twist if you can, but keep hips stacked over knees. Good. Walk your right hand back underneath your body. Inhale, press through your right palm, lift left hand up to sky. Exhale, tabletop pose, hands and knees. Make sure your blocks are nearby, and I would have them at the highest setting. We're going to stretch our right leg long behind us. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot through so it lands between your hands or between the blocks. And then walk your blocks right underneath your shoulders. Come to a low lunge. From here, inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, we're going to lean out over to the right. So this is where the blocks come into play. Right hand rests down onto right block. Left arm reaches up and over. Think about tucking your pelvis underneath you to avoid dumping through the low back. Engage left glute. Big side stretch over to the right. If you want, you can take some little pulses. I think these feel really good. Couple more. Good. Inhale, both arms reach high. Exhale, take a gentle twist to the right. Left hand comes onto right knee. Right arm stretches back. 2 breath cycles. Good. Keep the twist of the upper body. Lift your left hand forward. And then plant your left hand down to the mat. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Easy twist. Option, if you want it, you can stay grounded, or you can tuck your left toes and lift your left knee from the mat. Good. Inhale, stretch a little bit further. Exhale, lower left knee down if you lifted it. Inhale, move your upper body back through center. Both arms reach high. Exhale, blocks to the top of the mat. We'll switch them out. Right knee steps back. Inhale, stretch your left heel long behind you. Exhale, curl your knee into your chest and then plant your left foot through. Walk your blocks back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms high. And then we're gonna lean out over to the left, plant your left fingertips onto the block, reach right fingertips high, and then up and over. Think about engaging your right glute, pulling that hip forward slightly. Inflate your right lung on an inhale, and then option to take those pulses on an exhale. Good work. A couple more here. On your next breath in, arms reach high. Center your body. Exhale, twist open to the left. Right hand is going to come onto left knee. Make sure you walk your feet out as wide as you need for support. And then left hand reaches back behind you. Relax your shoulder from your ear. Still find those deep breaths. Let them make their way through your chest, through your ribs, and your belly, even in this twisted posture. And then stretch your arms out long. So now right fingertips reach forward, and then plant your right hand down to the mat. Lift your left hand high to the sky. Easy twist. Option to stay grounded, or to tuck your right toes and lift your right knee from the mat. One more breath here. Exhale, lower your right knee down to the mat if you lifted it. Inhale, both arms reach high in your low lunge. Exhale, plant your hands on the blocks at the top of the mat. Step your left knee back. We're gonna find a yogi squat or malasana pose. This is a lot of hip opening. This is what it looks like eventually, is that your hips are dropped on the inside of your knees. in a way that you're ready to lift or ready to relax down. But for our purposes today, let's find a block. And even you could stack 2 if you feel like you're solid enough here, and then rest your sit bones down onto the block. I want you to think of this being an active pose. So we're going to ground down through our pinky toes and our big toes and pull our knees out to the side actively. Find a tall spine. And on an exhale, we're going to lean forward and stand up. Inhale, stretch your arms tall. Exhale, sit back down into your squat. Inhale, tall spine in your squat. Pull your knees out. Exhale, lean forward, stand up. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, sit back down. Maybe you take one of your support systems away as you open into your hips more. So maybe removing one block. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, lean forward and stand. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, sit back down. Take out all the blocks if you don't need them. On your in-breath, pull your heart into your thumbs. On your exhale, push your feet into the mat, come to stand. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, sit back down. Last one here. Moving with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drive to stand. Inhale, reach high, maybe lean back. Exhale, find a forward fold. Uttanasana. Option to have your blocks underneath you for support. Let your head drop heavy. Shake it out a little bit. Sway your hips from side to side, whatever feels good. Couple more breaths in your fold. Let your upper body drape heavy. Open your eyes if you close them. Peek at your feet. Make sure they're about hip width distance apart. Bend into your knees and send your hips back. Your chest will reach forward. This is kind of a supported chair pose. So again, think about being active in the lower body. If you're able, lift your hands to heart center and kind of stack your spine more vertically. Utkatasana chair pose. Couple breaths here. If this feels okay, you always have the option to lift your arms high, framing your ears with your biceps. But for now, I think having hands at heart center or on the blocks is great. Good. Shift your weight into your right foot. Place your hands on your blocks. We're going to take a supported warrior 3 pose. So lift your left leg from the mat, reach it back behind you. As much bend in your right knee as you need. And then maybe you release one hand to your heart. Start with your left hand. If you're super good with your balance, you can reach both hands to your heart. But the support is always there. Take one more breath. Find some length from your heel through the crown of your head. Good. Exhale, we're going to lower our left foot to the mat. Toes are pointing out. Right knee is bent. Right knee stays bent. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand comes down left leg and right arm reaches back. Couple breaths. Inhale, breathe in through the right side body. Good. Exhale, stack your upper body, straighten your right leg, and then lean out, bringing your block to the inside of your right hand. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. So both legs are straight, little tiny micro bend in the knee to protect the joints, and then scoop your right sit bone underneath you. Option to stretch your left hand high or overhead, whatever feels available in your body. Long through each of your limbs. One more breath in. Find some length through the right side waist even, pulling your right hip crease back. Good. Big transition. We're going to pivot our left toes out. So both heels are in and all 10 toes are facing outwards. Then squat down. So hips sink on the insides of your knees. Hands can be on your thighs for support or at heart center. Sit into your squat. If your hands are at heart center, go ahead and bring them to your legs. Inhale, push your hands into your thighs and stretch your spine long. Exhale, we're gonna find a twist. Drop your right shoulder down towards the center and gaze out over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, left shoulder drops, gaze out over right. Good, inhale through center, legs are getting tired. Bring your hands to heart. Good, exhale, come to stand. Pivot your toes so that they're at a normal, neutral position. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, fold all the way down. You can bring a block underneath you if you need. Wide-legged forward fold. Option to stay static or to find those halfway lifts with your breath. So our inhales always lengthen our spine and pull our heart forward. Our exhales always relax us down. Let us release our crown of our head down. 2 more breaths. Good. Keep your upper body folded down. Just walk your way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. We'll move through the other side. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, bend into your knees, send your hips back. Chair pose. Hands can come to heart or onto blocks. Whatever you need. 2 more cycles of breath. Good. Shift your weight over into the left foot, hands onto the blocks, and then extend your right heel back. Supported warrior 3. Your left knee can be as bent as you need. Oh no, we have a puppy on our mat again. And then as you're able, you can release maybe your right hand to your heart, maybe your left hand to your heart. Find what feels right for you. 1 more breath. Good. Then we're going to plant our right foot at the back of the mat. Toes are angling out. Bend into your left knee. Open up into warrior, reverse warrior. So right hand is going to come down the back of the leg. Left arm reaches up and over. Maybe sink into your left knee a little bit more than you think you can. And stretch your left fingertips back further than you think you can. 1 more breath in. Good. Exhale, straighten both legs. Reach your left fingertips forward, 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 and then plant them down on a block on the inside of your left ankle. Stretch right hand high to the sky. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Try to find some length from your left hip crease all the way through the left armpit. So that means kind of pulling your left sit bone underneath you. Big inhale to lengthen your limbs. Find the stretch. Good. Big transition here. We're going to face the other side of the mat, the lengthwise. Bring your heels in and your toes out. Goddess squat. 1 breath in, center, hands to heart. And then exhale, hands come down to your thighs. Inhale to push your hands into your thighs. Stretch along through your spine. Exhale, drop left shoulder down, gaze over right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, drop right shoulder, gaze over left. Inhale, hands to heart, find your squat. Sink heavy into your knees, use your leg muscles. Good, and then come to stand, toes face forward, arms reach high. Exhale, fold down. Release your upper body. Find a good stretch for the back of the hamstrings. One more inhale. Exhale, walk your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. We're going to try to do about 1 breath per movement. As always, if that's too fast, just do your own pace. From your fold, bend into your knees, send your hips back, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, shift your weight into the right foot. Use the blocks for support under your hands. Inhale, stretch your left heel back. Warrior 3. Exhale, lower your left foot to the back of the mat. Stay bent into right knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand down left thigh, right arm up and over. Good. Exhale, straighten both legs. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right ankle. Inhale, open left hand to sky, triangle pose. Good. Exhale, toes out, heels in, sit into your squat. Inhale, stand up all the way, toes parallel, arms reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Dive your upper body down. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten your spine. Exhale, walk your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Good. Stand back up, other side. Inhale, chair pose, hands to heart. Sit your hips low. Exhale, weight into the left foot, hands to blocks. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you, supported warrior 3. Exhale, bend into your left knee, plant your right foot down. Inhale, lean back, reverse warrior. Exhale, straighten both legs. Left hand comes to the inside of the ankle. Inhale, triangle pose, reach right hand high. Good. Exhale, heels in, toes out, goddess squat, facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, stand up, straighten your legs, toes point in. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, walk your way to your fold at the top of the mat, step your right foot forward. Good work. Come to stand as you're ready. And then center your weight over onto your right foot. Make sure you can feel your big toe and your pinky toe and your heel all grounded. We're going to find Vrikshasana tree pose. I'll face you guys. This is a classic yoga pose. The mat is very hot. If you need a lot of balance support, you're just going to bring your left heel on the inside of your right ankle, kind of balancing on the left toes like a kickstand. See how this feels. If you find that your right hip is jutting out to the right, engage it, bring it back to center. As you're able, maybe bring the sole of your left foot to your calf or to your inner thigh. You can use your hands for support. Just be careful to not put it right at the knee joint and push out forcefully. So once you find what works for you, think about pulling your right leg in towards center line and your left foot in towards center line. Hands at heart center for support. Or for challenge, reach them up. 3 more breaths. Final inhale. Final exhale, hands to heart. Release your left foot down. Maybe shake out your right leg. And then we'll swap out. So shift your weight over into your left foot. Make sure you feel all the points of contact grounded. And then start by bringing your right heel to the inner left ankle, kickstanding onto right toes. Keep mind of the left hip, pull it in. And then maybe inch your right sole of your foot up the left leg until you find what feels good for you. Hands come to heart or overhead. 4 more breaths. Find a single point of focus in front of you. Good. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands lower to heart. Release your right foot from the mat. Shake it out. And then inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, fold down. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, step your knees back. A couple rounds of cat-cow on our inhale. We'll drop our belly, lift our tail, lift our gaze. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Navel up into your spine, push the ground away. 2 more. Last inhale here. Exhale, cat pose, push the ground away. Good. Cross your ankles back behind you. Come to a seat. And then stretch your legs long. We're going to do a reclined pigeon pose, which is a lot more gentle than full pigeon. So keep your left sole of your foot on the mat. Left kneecap is pointing up to the sky. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. Just like in our squat pose, I want you to think about actively drawing your right knee outwards. Hands are back behind you for support. If you'd like to increase the sensation of the stretch, bring your left heel closer in towards your body. And then if you need to decrease the sensation, walk it out further. We'll be here for about 10 breaths. So let your right hip soften. Maybe roll out your right ankle if that feels good. And then switching the direction of your circle. Couple more breath cycles. Good. As you're ready, we'll swap them out. So plant your right sole of your foot down. Your right kneecap is pointing up to the sky. And then use your hands or not to cross your left ankle over your right knee. Think about drawing left knee down towards the left corner of the mat. And then again, just play with the placement of the right foot to find the stretch that you need. Five more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Stretch your legs long and lay onto your back. As you get there, pull your right knee in towards your chest. And then cross it over to the left side, finding a supine twist. So right knee is grounded down towards the left side. It won't reach, or it might reach. Either way is fine. And then extend your right hand out to the right side. Option, use a block under your right knee for support. Good. Come back through center. Swap them out. Hug your left knee in towards your body. And left knee comes over to the right side of the mat. Extend your left hand long. Inhale here. Exhale, come to center. Hug both your knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side on your low back. One more breath here. And then exhale. We'll find Shavasana. So stretch your heels out to the corners of the mat. Hands come down by the sides of your body. Close your eyes down. Just for a few more moments, there's nowhere else to be but here. So tune in to the present moment, whether that means paying attention to your body, your breath, whatever you need. As you're ready to transition back out, maybe start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bend your knees, bring your feet in towards your body, and then roll onto one side. Take a breath on your side. Eventually, push your way up to a seat. Whatever kind of seat is comfortable for you. Keep your eyes closed if you can. We'll take one inhale together here. So hands come onto your knees. You'll pull them back towards each other and lift your heart up. Exhale, sigh the breath out of your mouth. And you can blink your eyes open and go about your day. Or if you'd like to stay in Shavasana or any sort of meditation, that would be wonderful. But whatever you need to do, go there now. Thank you for joining, guys, and I'll see you next time.